Hi, good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television. My name is Aishwarya Kapoor. Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to be in Paris today. That is our top focus this morning. Meanwhile, there are a number of crucial developments back home. Election Commission EVM challenge today. We have the GST Council meet that is going to finalize the rates on gold and other items as well. All of the details on that big story and much more, starting with the headlines. Prime Minister in Paris on last leg of four-nation tour. In Russia pitches for businesses to invest in emerging India. Prime Minister reaffirms India's commitment to Paris climate deal. This as world condemnation of US's decision to withdraw continues. Election Commission's EVM hacking challenge today. NCP and CPIM participating. AAP to hold its own challenge. GST Council to meet to finalize the tax rates for remaining goods, including gold, textiles and biscuits. Less than 1 month left for the rollout of the new tax regime. And Djokovic survives a third-round scare against unseeded opponent at the French Open. Nadal cruises into the next round, and so does Venus Williams. Our top story this morning, Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrives in Paris on the last leg of his four-nation tour. Well, he will be holding talks with the newly elected French President Emmanuel Macron on a host of key issues like terrorism, India's NSG membership bid, and climate change. Ahead of his visit, the Prime Minister had said that France is one of the most important strategic partners for India. On arrival, the Prime Minister tweeted that he hoped to enhance ties between the two countries with this visit. Remember, France is India's ninth largest investment partner and a key partner in its development initiatives in the areas of defense, space, nuclear and renewable energy, urban development and railways. And earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi invited global businesses to invest in India. In his plenary address at the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, he said that India's market of 120 crore people provides vast opportunities from agriculture to defense, while being protected by political stability and a vibrant judicial system. He said that sky is the limit in India. This is the first time that an Indian Prime Minister attending the SPIEF forum, which is held annually in St. Petersburg. Prime Minister Modi said that his government's journey towards developing India is built on investments in infrastructure, agriculture, manufacturing and services. He also said that the market is open even for defense manufacturing, tourism, hospitality and medical services.
विश्व के स्किल डेवलपमेंट क्षेत्र में काम करने वाले, ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट क्षेत्र में काम करने वाले, उन सबको निमंत्रित देता हूं कि आइए 800 मिलियन 35 से नीचे की उम्र का यूथ जो ग्लोबल रिक्वायरमेंट को पूरा करने की पूरी सामर्थ्य रखता है, और भारत की पहचान आईटी के कारण है, लेकिन आईटी से भी ज्यादा अनेक क्षेत्रों में भारत का नौजवान आज विश्व को बहुत कुछ दे सकता है, और मैं इसके लिए भी मैं आप सबको निमंत्रण देता हूं। अर्बनाइजेशन के लिए हमें मोस्ट मॉडर्न इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की आवश्यकता है। 50 से ज्यादा शहरों में मेट्रो ट्रेन नेटवर्क की आवश्यकता है। सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, वेस्ट वाटर ट्रीटमेंट, 500 से ज्यादा बड़े शहर जिसकी जनसंख्या 5 लाख 10 लाख से ज्यादा है, ऐसे 500 शहर, उनका ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन करने के लिए हमें इस प्रकार के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को निर्माण करना है। हमारे यहाँ रेल नेटवर्क दुनिया का सेकंड लार्जेस्ट रेल नेटवर्क है, और प्रतिदिन मेरे देश में करीब 2.5 करोड़ लोग रेल के डिब्बे में होते हैं। दुनिया के कई देशों की जनसंख्या से ज्यादा लोग मेरे यहाँ रेल के डिब्बे में सफर करते हैं। इतनी बड़ा रेल नेटवर्क है, मुझे उस रेल नेटवर्क को एक्सपांड करना है। न्यू इंडिया के अंदर मेरी जो क्लीन इंडिया मूवमेंट है, उसमें एक 2500 किलोमीटर लॉन्ग गंगा रिवर, उस गंगा की सफाई, यूरोप के कई देश हैं जिन्होंने इसमें काफ़ी महारत हासिल की है। उस गंगा की सफाई के बड़े अभियान में हम आधुनिक इन्वेस्टमेंट चाहते हैं, हम टेक्नोलॉजी चाहते हैं।
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also reaffirmed India's commitment to reducing carbon emissions under the Paris Climate Change Accord. Now, at the St. Petersburg Economic Forum, the Prime Minister quoted the Vedas to say that harming the environment is a crime and milking nature is the right of the humans. Earlier in Germany, to a similar question before the US withdrew from the deal, Modi had said that Paris or no Paris, it is India's conviction that it has no right to snatch from its future generation their right to have a clean and beautiful earth.
पर्यावरण की रक्षा हम ये मान करके चलते हैं, एक्सप्लॉइटेशन ऑफ द नेचर इज ए क्राइम, ये हमारे चिंतन का हिस्सा है और इसलिए हम एक्सप्लॉइटेशन ऑफ नेचर उसको स्वीकार नहीं करते। हम मनुष्य को मिल्किंग ऑफ द नेचर से ज्यादा हमें हक नहीं है और इसलिए हम हमारे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर में जीरो डिफेक्ट, जीरो इफेक्ट।
Meanwhile, a day after President Donald Trump announced US's withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement, now international condemnation continues. Inside America, the Democratic governors of New York, California and Washington states vow to respect the terms of the Paris deal. Disney's chief executive Robert Iger and the entrepreneur Elon Musk both resigned from the White House advisory councils in opposition to the decision. The White House also released a video saying that the Paris climate deal was bad for America. However, despite a big blow to the climate deal, many countries have pledged their commitment to the fight against global warming. Now, Greenpeace organization said that there was still hope in the fight against global warming. Now, India, China and the EU, which along with the US make up the 4 biggest emitters of carbon dioxide, restated their commitment to the accord. France said that it will lead a renewed effort to find climate change after Trump announcement. Earlier, Trump had on Thursday characterized the Paris Agreement as a deal that aimed to hobble, disadvantage and impoverish the United States. But under the terms of the agreement, the US cannot complete its withdrawal until after 2020.
Diese Entscheidung von ihm, aus dem Pariser Klimaabkommen auszutreten, ist moralisch verantwortungslos und zeigt, dass er nicht verstanden hat, dass die USA als zweitgrößter CO2-Emittent weltweit eine weitaus größere Verantwortung hat, als er es darstellt.
And back home, with less than a month to go for the rollout of the new indirect tax regime, the GST Council will meet today to sort out the pending issues, including tax rates for gold, biscuits and a few other commodities. The council, chaired by Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, will also review tax rates for some goods in view of the representations that were received from industry. Now, this will be probably the last meeting of the GST Council before the implementation of the new tax regime from 1st of July this year. The GST Council had last month put over 1,200 goods and 500 services in the 4 tax brackets of 5, 12, 18 and 28%. Besides, it had imposed a cess over and above the peak rate of 28% on demerit and luxury items. Now, several industry bodies, including those representing auto and FMCG sectors, have pitched for a reconsideration of the tax rate on hybrid cars and Ayurvedic products, respectively. The GST will unify 16 different levies and create a uniform market for seamless movement of goods and services in the country. On to some other news. The Niti Aayog predicts that the growth rate will go up to 8% by the end of current government's term in 2019. Now, Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Arvind Panagaria also said that India's economy is expected to grow at 7.5% in the fiscal ending in March 2018.
Expect growth to be around 7.5% in the current year. Before this, the present term of the government ends, I would expect that we would have hit the 8% mark and probably entered another round, another trajectory of sustained growth at 8% plus by the time the government completes its term.
Now, Panagria also said that the economy would witness a good turnaround as early as the first quarter of 2018-19. Panagria reimposed a faith in the country's economy after the GDP growth slowed down to 7.1% year-on-year in 2016-17. The GDP growth in the January to March quarter came down to 6.1%, with which India lost the tag of the fastest growing economy. Now, the slowdown has been attributed to demonetization, although the government denies this. The Niti Aayog deputy chairman also described the Goods and Services Tax and the Insolvency and the Bankruptcy Act as some of the biggest reforms that the Modi government has undertaken.
In terms of the reforms, I would rank obviously the GST is clearly the most important reform that has happened. But what has been done is the spectrum is extremely wide. Actually, you can take almost any sector. This is very much along the lines that the first NDA government under Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee had done. I mean, if you look back, which I certainly have done, almost every area was addressed.
And the much talked about Election Commission's EVM hackathon will be held today between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. The decision to continue with the challenge was after the Uttarakhand High Court rejected a plea questioning the constitutionality of the move. Now, the NCP and the CPIM will get separate halls to try and tamper with the machines. The EC has pulled out from its strong rooms in Uttar Pradesh, Punjab and Uttarakhand 14 electronic voting machines for the challenge. Each participating party can use a maximum of 4 EVMs for the challenge. They will get 4 hours for the same. Now, the BSP and the Aam Aadmi Party had alleged that the machines used in the recently held assembly elections to 5 states were tampered with and favoured the BJP. Later, several other parties also joined the chorus and demanded the Election Commission to revert to paper ballots. The poll panel had invited 7 national and 49 state parties for the EVM hackathon. However, only NCP and CPIM had applied to participate. Meanwhile, the Aam Aadmi Party is also to organize its own EVM challenge today at the party's office. The move comes after the Election Commission rejected its open hackathon request. Now, the party will invite wizards and technical experts from political parties, the Election Commission and also the companies for the challenge. Meanwhile, fresh allegations were levelled against Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on Friday by sacked Minister and party leader Kapil Mishra. Now, Mishra claimed that Kejriwal and Satyendra Jain were involved in the CNG car kit scam in the capital during the odd-even car rationing scheme, where 40 CNG kits were procured and installed in 10,000 cars. Here are the details.
In fresh allegations against Arvind Kejriwal government, sacked Delhi Minister Kapil Mishra has accused it of installing faulty CNG kits in close to 10,000 cars in the national capital, risking thousands of lives. Mishra alleges that the Delhi government purchased faulty kits from China but claimed that they were manufactured by a Canadian company. Mishra also blamed Kejriwal and Satyendra for awarding the CNG kit installation contract to a company banned by the courts.
दिल्ली की सरकार को ये डिटेल दिए जाते हैं कि किट कनाडा से आ रही है. हमारे पास मैन्युफैक्चरर है कनाडा में, वहाँ पर मैन्युफैक्चर होके इंडिया में आ रही है. हमने इंपोर्ट डेटा कनाडा का निकलवाया है जो हम लोग शेयर करेंगे. कनाडा से कोई किट नहीं आती है. उसके बाद हम लोगों ने जब डिटेल निकालने शुरू करे तो पता लगा कि ये नकली किट चाइना में बनती हैं.
The allegations have once again been rejected by the Aam Aadmi Party.
तो कोई FIR नहीं लिख रहा है. नहीं, मैं तो FIR लिखवाएं. सारी एजेंसियां तो इंतजार कर रही हैं गुलदस्ता लेकर.
Last month, Kapil Mishra had claimed Arvind Kejriwal and Satyendra Jain's involvement in 3 health scams, including one in the procurement of medicines. On Thursday, the anti-corruption branch began investigating the medicine scam. Anu Diwan's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, the CBI on Friday busted a major transfer racket operating in the army headquarters in the national capital. It is alleged to involve senior officials who were manipulating the postings of officers in lieu of huge illegal gratification. Now, the agency has registered a corruption case against a lieutenant colonel posted at the army headquarters and 2 other army officers for alleged irregularities in transfers. The name of a brigadier posted in the personnel division is also in the FIR. Now, it is believed that an operation is underway and there may be some arrests, but CBI officials have refused to divulge anything related to the case so far. In Breakfast News, we'll take a very short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
The sacred relics of Buddha were unearthed in Piprava in Uttar Pradesh. Buddhist monks from all over the world visit the National Museum to pay their respects. These charred bone fragments of Buddha are housed in the gold canopy gifted by the royal family of Thailand.
Welcome back. After the break, now news from Jammu and Kashmir, where one civilian has been injured in a ceasefire violation by Pakistan in Kashmir's Poonch district today. The firing is underway at the moment. Small arms automatics, 82 millimeters and 120 millimeters mortars were fired from Pakistan from 11 p.m. yesterday. Now, Indian Army is retaliating to the firing. Meanwhile, as per reports, firing and shelling by the Pak Army in May this year has affected over 12,000 people. Meanwhile, mobile internet services have been restored in Kashmir. Army Chief General Bipin Rawat met J&K Governor N.N. Vohra in Srinagar yesterday and discussed security-related issues. He also met the top brass of the Indian Army to review the situation there.
जब वो पाकिस्तान से शेलिंग हो रही थी तो गाड़ी खड़ा करके मैंने वहाँ अपने जो लेबर थी अपना उनको बोल के बोला साइड हो जाओ, अभी शेलिंग हो रही है। हमने आड़ लेके बैठे हुए थे गाड़ी के पास। हमारी गाड़ी के पास ही गिरे 2-3 शेल। एक तो बिल्कुल नज़दीक गिरा और उसके टायर जो हैं एकदम ब्लास्ट हो गए, मतलब पंचर हो गया एकदम। और उस पंचर के वजह से मैंने साथी को उठाया और जो मेरे साथी जख्मी थे, एक के तो पेट में चोट आई।
And India on Friday successfully test-fired its indigenously developed nuclear-capable Prithvi-2 missile from the integrated test range at Chandipur in Odisha yesterday. The test was part of a regular training exercise conducted by the Army. The surface-to-surface missile was fired from a mobile launcher from the Launch Complex 3 of the ITR. Prithvi-2 missile has a strike range of 350 kilometers. It is capable of carrying 500 to 1,000 kilograms of warheads, and its thrust is generated by liquid propulsion twin engines. It can hit mobile targets, including unmanned aerial vehicles. The missile was inducted into the Indian Armed Forces in 2003, and it is the first missile to be developed by DRDO under the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. News from south of the country. Top leaders belonging to the opposition parties are landing in Chennai for the 94th birthday celebrations of DMK patriarch M. Karunanidhi and a diamond jubilee of his career as a legislator. Now, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar, CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri and CPI National Secretary D. Raja are among those who will attend the event. Puducherry Chief Minister V. Narayanasamy, Trinamool Congress leader and Lok Sabha MP Derek O'Brien are also taking part in the celebrations. Among those who will give the event a miss are West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and RJD leader Lalu Yadav. The event comes amidst parleys by various parties who are not a part of the BJP-led NDA to field a common candidate for the presidential polls that are due in July this year. Meanwhile, President Pranab Mukherjee, Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari extended their birthday greetings to Karunanidhi. News from Maharashtra now, and the farmers there today called off their strike after meeting Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. Now, the farmers launched the agitation to press various demands, including a loan waiver and better procurement prices. As per reports, the Chief Minister has said that the demands have been accepted and assured the farmers that they will solve their problems by October of this year. Earlier, Shiv Sena Chief Uddhav Thackeray extended his party support to the strike and said that their extreme measures exhibit the failure of the ruling BJP-led government in the state. Uddhav, however, said that his party remains firm on its demand for a complete loan waiver for farmers. Meanwhile, social activist Anna Hazare also extended his support and expressed the desire to mediate between the government and the agitators yesterday.
लोगों ने, किसानों ने संपूर्ण कर्ज मुक्ति के लिए आंदोलन किया है, लेकिन अंदर जो चर्चा हुई उसमें संपूर्ण कर्ज माफी का कोई जिक्र मुख्यमंत्री नहीं कर रहे हैं। वो गोलमाल बोल रहे हैं, वो करेंगे, कमेटी बिठाएंगे, बाद में सोचेंगे, 4 महीने के बाद करेंगे, 5 महीने के बाद करेंगे, इस प्रकार के बयान दे रहे हैं। और बाकी के जो सदस्य हैं वो उसको कन्विंस होते हुए मुझे दिख रहे हैं। अगर वो कन्विंस होते हैं तो ये जो गोलमाल का जो प्रस्ताव मुख्यमंत्री रख रहे हैं तो उसका हम विरोध करेंगे। महाराष्ट्र राज्य किसान सभा महाराष्ट्र की जनता को आह्वान कर रही है कि वो जब तक पूरी कर्ज माफी नहीं होती, जब तक स्वामीनाथन आयोग की सिफारिशें लागू नहीं होती, तब तक वो अपना स्ट्राइक वापस न ले।
Big story coming in from Bihar. The police there on Friday arrested Ganesh Kumar, who had topped the Bihar board class 12 exams after his results were cancelled by the board. An FIR was lodged against him by the Bihar School Examination Board and a case of cheating has been made against him. Now, Ganesh Kumar, this year's topper in Bihar, followed suit with the last year's topper Ruby Rai in flubbing a TV interview by failing to answer some basic questions about the subjects. Kumar had claimed to be he had claimed that he was 24 years old and is actually 42 and the father of 2 children as well. Kumar topped in humanities but stumbled over queries that were posed by the media on music, in which he has scored 65 out of 70 in practicals. The case came up over rising speculation of yet another education scam in the state of Bihar that eventually brought Ganesh Kumar to the center of the controversy for getting unexpected marks in a subject.
आप दोषी हैं या ये सिस्टम दोषी है? आप ये बताइए, कौन दोषी है? आप दोषी हैं या सिस्टम दोषी है?
कानून सही फैसला करेगी, हम सच हैं, हमें कानून फैसला सही देगा।
अपना उम्र को छुपा कर, गैप कर, धोखाधड़ी कर इन्होंने इस बार इंटरमीडिएट का एग्जाम देकर इन्होंने प्रथम स्थान प्राप्त किया था। इसी आलोक में शाखा पदाधिकारी इंटरमीडिएट के द्वारा एक कोतवाली थाना में एक प्राथमिकी दर्ज कराई गई है, जिसके आलोक में गणेश कुमार की अरेस्टिंग हुई है। फर्दर इसमें हम लोग इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे हैं। फर्दर जो तथ्य सामने आएंगे वो आप लोगों को बताएंगे।
Now on to some international news, but it has an Indian angle to it because Indian origin Leo Varadkar is set to be Ireland's youngest Prime Minister. Varadkar will also be the once staunchly Catholic country's first openly gay Prime Minister. Ireland's governing Fine Gael party elected Leo Varadkar as its new leader on Friday. 38-year-old Varadkar will succeed Enda Kenny as the Prime Minister. Varadkar will be voted in as the Prime Minister when Parliament next sits on 13th of June. Once sworn in, he will become the country's youngest person ever to hold the office. It is noteworthy that Ireland decriminalised homosexuality in 1993, but became the first country to adopt gay marriage via a popular vote in 2015. Varadkar's father Ashok is a doctor and he was born in Mumbai, while his mother Miriam is an Irish nurse. And in more international news, President Vladimir Putin on Friday dismissed the allegations that there had been a secret deal between Moscow and Donald Trump before his inauguration as US President. Putin said that the US needed to stop the useless and harmful chatter about Russian interference in the presidential election, arguing that Trump's electoral strategy was entirely responsible for his victory. Now, speaking at the St. Petersburg Economic Forum, Putin claimed that Americans needed a pill. Earlier on Thursday, Putin had suggested that patriotic hackers may have meddled in the US election, but insisted that none of their potential activities were state-backed. However, he said that even if hackers did intervene, it was unlikely that they could swing a foreign election. The US intelligence agencies say that Russia interfered in the US presidential election to swing it in favor of Donald Trump. But Donald Trump has branded the investigation as the single greatest witch hunt in political history.
Но когда эта информация появилась публично, руководитель штаба фактически признала, что это и ушла в отставку. Разве это дезинформация? Это правдивая информация? Кто ее вбросил? Это разве важно? Важно было бы посмотреть, извиниться перед людьми.
On to some cricket news now. Rain came to rescue for Australia as its Champions Trophy match against New Zealand was frustratingly abandoned as no result at Edgbaston on Friday could be declared. Now set a target victory of 235 of 33 overs. The world champions were struggling at 53 for 3 after 9 overs when the players went off the field for a third rain delay of the match. They did not come back and both the teams collected a point in Group A. Now Aussies must consider themselves fortunate as they were behind the run rate and lost explosive openers David Warner as well as Aaron Finch as well as Hernandez. Earlier, Kane Williamson's short knock of 100 helped New Zealand post a competitive total of 291 all out in 45 overs. England beat Bangladesh by 8 wickets in Group A on Thursday and is on top with 2 points. News from the Roland Garros, and Novak Djokovic had an all-around difficult day at the French Open on Friday. He survived a third-round scare at the French Open to beat unseeded Argentine Diego Schwartzman in 5 sets. The Serb came back from 2 sets on 1 down to win 5-7, 6-3, 3-6, 6-1, 6-1. Djokovic finished strongly despite making 55 unforced errors and also arguing with the umpire over a conduct warning. Meanwhile, 9-time champion Rafael Nadal lost just 1 game in a ruthless display to reach the French Open last 16. The Spaniard romped to a 6-0, 6-1, 6-0 win, narrowly missing out on becoming just the 6th man in the Open era to record a triple bagel. Meanwhile, Venus Williams has also reached the French Open's 4th round by beating an opponent who's 15 years younger than she is. Williams did not get much of a test during a 6-3, 6-1 victory of 60th ranked Elise Mertens of Belgium that lasted just over an hour. Meanwhile, Leander Paes bowed out of the men's doubles and mixed doubles event at the French Open after losing his respective second-round matches. Now, Paes and his American partner Scott Lipsy lost in the straight sets against a Spanish duo of Tommy Robredo and David Marrero in the men's doubles. The 43-year-old then lost his mixed doubles match as well with his Swiss partner Martina Hingis. The Indo-Swiss pair lost to South African-Slovenian duo of Ravin Klasen and Katerina Sreptonik. However, Rohan Bopanna and his Uruguayan partner Pablo Cuevas advanced to the 3rd round of the men's doubles. The 9th-seeded pair came back from a set down to beat Denis Istomin and Tri Tue 5-7, 7-6, 6-4. News from the world of badminton now. Olympic medalist Saina Nehwal and B. Sai Praneeth advanced to the semi-finals of the Thailand Open Grand Prix badminton tournament with contrasting victories on Friday. The 2nd-seeded Saina Nehwal defeated Japan's Haruko Suzuki 21-15, 20-22, 21-11 to make it to the last 4 stage following the women's singles clash that lasted 1 hour and 9 minutes. Saina Nehwal breezed past unseeded Ying Lee of Malaysia in straight games earlier in the quarterfinals. She will now face 4th-seeded Busana from Thailand in the semi-final. And earlier, the 3rd-seeded Praneeth comfortably defeated Thailand's Kantaphorn Wang Chao in 21-16, 21-17 in the men's singles. Well, that's it from me and my team in this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching and have a great day ahead.